Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Backups Podcast, the best podcast you've never heard of. I'm one of your hosts, Seb Burnett, and I'm here with my buddy Tex.
I am here. I'm present. Let's do this thing, man.
Let's do this shit. All right, today, folks, we got another mock draft for you. We really like the format of going back and forth with the picks. It just makes it a little bit more interesting and keeps us on our toes. We both have our list of players. It's the same players. They are definitely not in order of worst to first or first to worst, whatever. Yeah, Tex, you ready for this thing?
I am, and last time you went first, so guess what?
Tex gets to go first.
Yay.
So exciting. No trades. We can mention, if we think the team will trade out, we can mention that, but we're picking, whatever team is in draft order right now. Yeah, that's what we're going to pick for. It's 10 days until the NFL draft, you guys. 10 days. I'm so excited.
You just can't hide it.
I know. Let's do this shit.
Ready, set, hold on tight, folks. We're bringing in the Backups. It's the Backups Podcast with your hosts, Seb and Professor Tex. Let's do this thing.
All right, you big bearded slut. By the way, you guys, Tex just sent me a picture of his beard, and I thought, thank God his upstairs beard, not his downstairs beard, because we only do that on Saturdays when we're shit-faced. It is enormous. What the fuck? Rip Van Winkle fell asleep by a fucking tree, and he woke up, Tex.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I actually, when I want to make myself look presentable in public, I will brush it and blow dry my beard.
That's amazing. Yeah. I'm just impressed. I really am. I am. All right, so let's do this thing. We're gonna start at the very top, guys, with the Cleveland Browns. Tex, hit me with it.
Cleveland Browns have been pretty closely connected with the number 1 overall pick, going with Sam Darnold. They secure their quarterback of the future, and he needs to speed up his release. I don't like this pick at all, but I'm going with Sam Darnold.
Okay, sounds good. And then number 2, the New York Giants. I think it's entirely possible they trade out here, but I don't know, man. I get this inkling that the Giants are actually going to try to move forward with the pieces they have now and give Eli an opportunity to win for the next, 2 years or however long he plays. But I think that what their biggest thing they're going to look for right now is to replace, Jason Pierre-Paul, and they're going to pick up Bradley Chubb and shore up that defensive line, because that's the way the Giants win Super Bowls, is to have a great defensive line.
Well, there you go. Number 3 was the Indianapolis Colts. They traded it to the New York Jets. I have a feeling they're going to go offensive guard. No.
Damn. You know what? I'm pretty positive, besides it coming out that, Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen are having a love affair 3-way with Josh Allen. I think that would be the most surprising pick or revelation in this draft.
Yeah.
If the Jets traded away 3 second rounders and didn't pick a quarterback.
Pretty much. Yeah. Here's the thing. I really want them to go with Baker Mayfield. I'm pretty sure they've met him on 4 different occasions, but from what I've seen, they've met pretty much all of the quarterbacks a number of different times. I think it's going to be Josh Rosen, although I would absolutely love for them to pick Baker Mayfield. I really would. But I think Josh Rosen is still going to be there, with this mock draft. So I'm going to go with Josh Rosen.
Oh, man, I definitely feel like that would just stick in his craw. You know what I mean? Josh Rosen is just what the fuck Baker Mayfield goes for? When Josh Rosen is notably and argued to be and said to be the most pro-ready quarterback in this class, and he would be the 3rd in that case, probably, maybe. That'd be even better if he wasn't the 3rd. He was the 4th.
Too funny, right?
Oh, God, I would love that so much. All right, Cleveland Browns with the 4th pick. I don't know. I feel like they're going to end up trading this one away to maybe Denver trying to jump up to get their quarterback. And I think the Browns would be a little bit more okay with trading back just one pick recouping a couple of picks, nothing major because it's not really that big of a jump, but this just prevents, any other team from getting what the Broncos want. In this case, it would probably be Baker Mayfield. I don't know. I get a feeling they like Baker Mayfield. But anyway, Cleveland Browns at number 4. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley.
Wow. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Chubb's off the board.
I feel like, if Chubb's gone, then they're going to go Saquon, right? This only makes sense.
Yep. Very true. Let me go ahead and speak for the old Broncos. Here's the thing. I think I think it would be cliche to say quarterback. I seriously do not think the Broncos go quarterback anymore. I'm going to say it right here, right now. They have Case Keenum on the roster. They just signed him to a 2-year deal, 1-year deal. They have Chad Kelly and they still have Paxton Lynch. I do not think John Elway is going to spend another one of his, borderline top picks on a failed quarterback. They did it with Brock Osweiler. They did it with Paxton Lynch, and both of those experiments failed. So it doesn't make sense with 2 quarterbacks off the board, the top 2 quarterbacks kind of gone. So I am going to go with, who is it? It's kind of difficult, but I'm going to go with Quentin Nelson.
I love that pick. I really do. I mean, because if you watch their offensive line last year, it was not so great. And that was a big problem that Trevor Seaman had, was the fact that essentially it's just turnstiles in front of him, and that hurts your running game, that hurts your passing game, and your offense just isn't able to move. And I think getting a guard that is, 6'5", 329-pound monster that's going to be your all-pro guard for 10 years that's a good pickup for them, I think.
Well, it is high for a guard. I don't I can't remember the last time a guard was taken, top 5. But the Broncos had a great defense, rushing defense and passing defense last year. They were mainly hindered by their offense, which, you and I spoke about it. You were harping about it for the longest time last year, saying that, their offense was really killing them, and getting a good interior lineman is not only going to help keep pressure out of Keenan's face. Not that it matters, because last year he was rated number 1 quarterback when pressured, but it's also going to help your running game, which the Broncos still have CJ Anderson, so
right.
So that would help out a ton. But anyways, yeah.
No, I like it. Moving right on to the Indianapolis Colts, who get the 6th pick from the Jets in a trade that already occurred. It's pretty interesting here. I would think secondary maybe, but the fact that they already spent some picks on the secondary. You know what? I'm going to kind of surprise people a little bit here. I'm going to go Roquan Smith.
Wow.
Inside linebacker out of Georgia. He's just he's the kind of guy that they would want in that system. You have your defensive line in front of you. You shore that up with some big bodies that allow Roquan to roam and, be just an absolute nuisance for in the run game, the pass game, and, and pressuring the quarterback when he needs to.
Very true. And another thing is I looked up the Colts offensive line ranking last year, and I think it was in the back half, but they also had 2 sophomore offensive linemen who really kind of had a little bit of a down year. We like to talk a lot of crap about giving your quarterback as much time and pressure, getting rid of that pressure as possible, but they have made some investments in their offensive line, and with Quentin Nelson already gone, I think, they definitely need to shore up that defense. So that's a great move. So I like it.
Yeah, I think so. Matt Eberflus has said that when he comes in that, he originally, I think he was part of a 3-4 defense he was actually with Dallas beforehand, but now he's talking about switching over to kind of a 4-3. And I think that works really, really well. with what Roquan is able to do. It's able to free him up, man. And dude's just a beast physically. And I can't wait to see him.
I can't wait to see him either. I'm going to see him in person, though, because I'm going to be at the NFL draft.
Yeah, we are.
Cool, man. I have the 7th pick. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers because that's where they're drafting. Derwin James, safety, Florida State. I think if somehow, some way, Saquon Barkley was able to drop to the Buccaneers, they would take him. I could also see them going Darius Geis because they only have 2 running backs on roster, but the Buccaneers also have, I want to say, what is that? What was that? 5th pick in the 2nd round? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6th pick in the 2nd round. So I could definitely see them reaching for their running back of the future in the 2nd round. So I think they shore up and get a safety to help out that secondary. Derwin.
Yeah, and Derwin James is an absolute. He's just a man. That's what he is. He's versatile. That's his. That's what I like the most about Derwin James is that he can really play any position in that secondary, and it gives them an instant upgrade to a pass defense that was in the bottom third of the league, I think, last year, and that's exactly what they needed is that kind of pick. So in this scenario, Minkah Fitzpatrick is not the first safety off the board.
Well, I think you might have brought this up as well. Minka's going to try cornerback first, and then if that doesn't work out, they will transition him to safety. But I think he considers him more of a cornerback. So
yeah, I'm right there with you. All right, Chicago Bears at number 8. Man, this is not a great spot for them, really. Let's see, because let's just Tremaine Edmonds. There you go.
Okay, I like it.
Yep, he's been mocked there a lot. He definitely fits with what they're trying to do. I definitely think that that's a great pickup for them and their young team, and they're still a couple of years away from, I think, really competing in that division just because it's loaded up to bear right now. And I definitely think that having Tremaine Edmonds really helps them against, some of those offense-heavy teams that they're going to be playing.
I can't disagree with that. A 19-year-old drafted in the first 10 picks, I just blows my mind. So
I can't even drink legally. No, how crazy is that shit?
Can't even go to a titty bar. So that's awesome. 49ers, they're on the clock. I have the 49ers taking Denzel Ward, the true cornerback out of Ohio State. I know they signed Richard Sherman in free agency, but to be quite frank, his production was already starting to decline before his injury. And taking Ward really hedges their bets, gets them potentially the best cornerback, in the draft, and is really a good pick for the 49ers, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely, I can't disagree with you at all on that.
Which it's hard to fathom somebody with as much hype as Minkah Fitzpatrick dropping, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? Like, teams aren't going to reach just for the best player. They're going to also reach for need. When you're in the top 10, chances are, if you're reaching for a need, it's probably the best player for that need, right? So,
yeah, I completely agree. All right, so we're moving on to the what pick are we on right now? 10th pick with the Oakland Raiders. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of rumblings around that Oakland's probably going to try to trade out of this scenario just to recoup a couple more picks because I don't know. I feel like they have some pieces, but man, I just don't love the look of that roster, right? And this scenario definitely sucks for them just because they're missing out on the 2 players that everyone has going there, and that's Tremaine or Roquan, just depending on which mock draft you're looking at. In this scenario, man, Minkah just keeps falling.
Yeah.
And I think at number 10, I think they'd be perfectly happy getting Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I don't see him. I would find it very difficult to find him dropping out of the top 10, even though if I look at my mock draft that I'm working on for this week, I do have him dropping to 12. But
No, you dick.
yeah, it's pretty messed
How
up.
dare you? How dare
Messed
you?
up. Cool, man. Minka Fitzpatrick off the board. I
Yeah.
have the Dolphins at number 11. And
You got the Dolphins at 11.
yeah, so this player is an absolute monster. I think he could be one of the best players. He's one of my favorite players in this draft. This is the stud defensive tackle out of Washington, Vita Vea. Good grief, man. The Dolphins don't need to take him here. They need to find a way to trade either up or far back and just acquire capital, or trade up and get a quarterback, which is potentially what I have them doing. Anyways, so at 11, I have the Bronco, or the I just gave that away. The Dolphins. The Dolphins taking Vita Vea from Washington. So I love that guy.
You're a ridiculous person. All right, that gives me the Buffalo Bills at 12. This is literally the best scenario that could ever happen for the Buffalo Bills, because not only do they have Josh Allen to choose from, they have Baker Mayfield to choose from, just depending on what they want to do. Josh Allen.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate it, but it makes sense.
It really does. The blue collar, they're gonna sit behind old bad chest hat. What's his name? AJ McCarron for a season. Hopefully let Josh Allen develop, and
Fit.
He's a blue collar worker. He's got a huge arm, like everyone knows. We don't need to tell you who Josh Allen is. You know who Josh Allen
he's the guy that had a 55% completion percentage, or 45.
Yeah, even in when I read those stats the other day, I sent you about, that was even the case in junior college. I went, dude, I hate that. I don't like that at all.
No.
JUCO is where they're supposed to just excel.
Well, if you want to take a perfect case study, would be Cam Newton. Cam Newton was a monster at JUCO. Went over to Auburn, had one great year, won the frickin' Heisman and the national championship, and then decided to just degrade women in the National Football League. So,
oh, that's funny. You know what? It's really funny to hear a midget talk about football.
Wow, I was hoping, and you didn't disappoint. So, perfect.
All right, give me
the
Redskins
at 13. Darius Geis. This is my first shocker pick. After doing a little bit of research into the Redskins and kind of getting an idea of where their head's at for this draft, they have been all over Darius Geis. They had a private meeting with him during the Senior Bowl. They met with him before they were supposed to. With everybody else had the GM had a dinner with him. They also met with him, I think, this past week, and had another dinner with him. They've met with him 4 different times. Private workout, the Senior Bowl. They've met with him at the Combine. So his pro day, they are all over him. This fits a huge need. If you look at Alex Smith last year, had his best season in the NFL. Why? Kareem Hunt. Okay. You have the threat of a great running back behind you. You have a slew of wide receivers that can, catch the balls. I think they go with Darius Geis. So that's my pick.
I like that pick. Not a lot of people have it happening.
No,
they don't think that Darius Geis has the value there at 13, but I actually really like that pick. He pairs up extremely well with Chris Thompson.
Very true. But here's the thing. They didn't have – Chris Thompson was a top 5, top 10 running back last year. And
when he was healthy,
before he got injured. But his injury was – they always had injury concerns with Chris Thompson. He could never really carry the full load. So what do? You bring a young, fresh pair of legs and Darius Geis into the fold behind that offensive line, and having, Alex Smith, be able to throw the ball down the field. I mean, they could be really.
I love it.
So,
Yeah, I think the biggest issue they're going to look at is with that defense. So, I mean, if they go Darius Guice here at 13, you have to imagine they're going to go defense like the rest of the draft, right?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. It's the Redskins, but I think they want to give Alex Smith.
They could pick a kicker in the next round. We don't know.
True. So, boom.
That's the meta these days. All right, I got the Green Bay Packers at 14. I'm going to go with someone they've had. A lot of people actually have them go in this pick. Marcus Davenport, senior defensive end out of UTSA. Dude's a monster. He has all the physical talent in the world. He's a little rough around the edges, but I definitely think that that's something that they'll look to do is give themselves a pass rusher, especially in this scenario where Denzel Ward is off the board.
There you go. Yep. Good pick. Good pick.
Yep.
Perfect. I have 15 Cardinals right in the middle of the pack, and I have them taking a cornerback, Joshua Jackson out of Iowa.
Dude, really?
Yeah. Seriously.
Even with Baker Mayfield still on the board?
Yeah. Josh.
Zero chance. Dude.
You think they'll take Baker Mayfield at 15?
They would definitely take Baker Mayfield at 15. They would come on themselves if Baker Mayfield made it to 15.
Okay. I'll switch my pick.
Come on, you know I'm right?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. No, I mean, you can keep the pick if you want, and we'll just keep throwing old Baker down the board.
No, we'll do that.
Until I have the Cowboys grab them at 19, just because they hate Dak Prescott now.
Oh, my gosh. I have to listen to more of this bullshit. I had this talk with Brittany. Hello. Dak Prescott, while he had a quote-unquote horrible sophomore season, still had a better season than Matt Ryan his second year. So go fuck yourself. That's all I'm saying. So essentially, Dak Prescott is an NFL MVP quarterback.
Yeah, but who had the better team around them in their second year? Let's talk about that.
By far, the Falcons.
In Matt Ryan's second year, now you're just smoking. You're just smoking weed now. You fucking ass. You don't know. Picking Josh Jackson to the Cardinals at 15 with Baker Mayfield on the board.
I hate it.
Crazy. So, are we going to consider that my pick that I made, and we're just going to switch, or what are we doing?
No.
Can we just keep going?
No, we're going to keep going. You go ahead and take the Ravens, big boy.
All right, thanks, baby. We're going to go with the Baltimore Ravens here at 16. Oh gosh, this is interesting.
Don't you do it?
We hate Joe Flacco so much.
They need offensive line.
I know they need offensive line. They really need offensive line. You know what? That's all right. I'm going to say Will Hernandez, guard out of UTEP. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. Isaiah Wynn. Definitely Isaiah Wynn.
Oh, Isaiah Wynn?
Yeah.
Is that...
everyone has them going Calvin Ridley there. I mean, everyone.
Right.
Like, that's like the consensus thing now, And I don't love that pick. No,
I think it fills a need. Everybody. I've actually seen a few mocks with the Ravens either going wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, or offensive line. Really, one of those two.
Yeah, and I just don't like Calvin Ridley's value there. Yeah, they need a number one wide receiver because who they picked up in the offseason and free agency isn't really cutting it. But I don't know, man.
I don't think they take a wide receiver right there, personally.
You don't think so? You think wide receivers just continue to drop? All right. Bring it up.
All right. Well, can I go ahead and take Joshua Jackson then?
No, not this pick.
This pick? Wait, sure?
Later.
Okay. All right, I'll take him later.
Take whoever you want, you dick.
Right, Joshua Jackson. The Chargers could go a number of different ways. Defensive tackle. They could go quarterback if Baker Mayfield. If I was just an idiot and just didn't have the Cardinals picking Baker Mayfield, then they could take Baker with take a quarterback to sit behind Phillip Rivers. They could go offensive line, but I have them taking Joshua Jackson, cornerback, and just loading up on that defense. If you looked at pretty much the teams that were really successful in the playoffs last year, they were really built behind stellar defenses. Chargers have really good things going right now with Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa, and I think they add to it by taking Joshua Jackson. Boom, book it.
Yeah, I really like that pick to pair him up with Casey Hayward. I think would be fucking just delightful to see. I think that's a great secondary or a great cornerback group to look at for sure. And the Chargers, just to get their middle of the line guy to shore up the interior, because they were like bottom of the league in run defense. I think that they could go with someone like Harrison Phillips in round 2. I think that'd be a great pick for them.
Yep.
Okay, 18, Seattle Seahawks.
What?
Gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is. You're right.
What were you looking at?
I'm just an idiot. I was looking at my first mock draft that I did, and I had the Ravens on here twice. So that's cool. Just thought you should know that.
Killing it, buddy. Killing it. Let's see here. With the Ravens, God, they need to replace Josh Jackson was still there. I would probably snag him, but he is not, unfortunately. I think they continue with this step forward and, creating a new identity, and I think they go Will Hernandez, offensive guard.
Yeah?
Out of UTEP. Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Man, you got to protect Russell Wilson.
You do.
Like at the base of everything, just protect Russell Wilson. Stop being stupid.
I'm going to write.
He can't be fast forever.
Hernandez.
And I would say Darius Geis if you were on the board. I like the idea of them going running back here just to get like a number 1 guy, even though I do like what's his name? Mike Smith?
Yeah. No.
But yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Dallas Cowboys are up.
I'm pretty sure I just get to make this pick for you because whatever you pick is not going to be the right thing.
Yes, it is. I'm picking this pick based off of my in-depth research. Why are you laughing? I really think they go DJ Moore here.
All right.
DJ Moore, wide receiver.
Tell me why. Tell me more. Tell me more. Like this Jacka car. Sorry, that was very...
You're really messed up. So Calvin Ridley's on the board. They'll take Calvin Ridley, but because he is gone, they need to replace the hole in their pockets and on the field that Dez Bryant left. And DJ Moore is one of those, wide receivers. He fits the prototypical size, speed, weight, skills that the Cowboys look for in wide receivers. 6 foot tall. I think he's like 200 and something pounds, 215. Pretty fast. And I think, Daron Payne, defensive tackle, is also sliding down the boards right now. They could potentially go there, but I think the Cowboys tipped their hat right now because they just released Dez Bryant a few days ago, and I think there's no way they're rolling with Allen Hurns and the rest of their Terrence Williams and all. I mean, no way. That's not going to be their. If that better not be their plan. I'll just say that.
Oh God, I would love it so much. That's a good pick. Any chance you think they would go someone like Leighton Vander Esch if he's there, or Harold Landry?
I don't think Harold Landry at all. No way. I don't think they've even met with him.
Okay.
They could go linebacker. I think. Yeah, it's really three different things depending on what falls before them. Defensive tackle, linebacker, and wide receiver. I think one of the things that you need to look at is the Cowboys did not designate Dez Bryant June 1st tender or whatever, were you after June 1st. Had they done that, they would have saved themselves $4 million. Instead, they elected to do a clean cut, get him off of their books, off of, basically out of the facility, off of their roster right here, right now. That tells me they're looking to bring in somebody else because you do that post June 1st designation, and you're still having to answer the Des Bryant bull crap, right?
Right.
Now they don't want to do that. They're looking to not only do that, and honestly, maybe the Cowboys could be one of those teams looking to trade up with the Raiders, huh? Maybe.
Sure. Just to grab a Roquan or Tremaine?
Or Calvin Ridley, because it's Jerry Jones. I mean, let's face it,
Yeah.
Like, you passed on Roquan and Tremaine for this just good route runner from
that you could have gotten at 19
potentially.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very Jerry Jones thing to do. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Anyways, cool.
Detroit Lions at 20. I'm going to go ahead and say Harold Landry.
Say Laundry.
Harold Laundry? Yeah, that could be. I'll send him a message. Hey, could you change your name? It's inconvenient for us.
It's inconvenient for Your name is fucking stupid.
That's rude, sir.
Harold Landry. Laundry.
Yep. Yeah. I definitely think that he fits with what they're trying to do in his diversity, and they can pair him across from Ziggy Ansah right now. And if they decide to move on from Ziggy next year after his franchise tag is up, then they have somebody to replace him. That once he develops his skill set a little bit more, I definitely think that he could be a huge part of Matt Patricia's defense. Huge,
I tell you.
Huge. All right, hit me
with my best shot.
Fire away!
I'm going to take by far the best offensive tackle that, for some odd reason, is still here at 22. Connor Williams. I don't know why he's still there, but
a lot of people actually have him falling about this far, man.
Really?
It's crazy. It's wild. Yeah.
Interesting.
Just because there's a lot of question as to whether or not that he's actually going to be successful as a tackle in the NFL, and with his injury last season, and they're thinking that he might have to switch over to guard.
Well, he does also have very short arms for a tackle. Just thought you should know that. They look at all that shit. They overanalyze the fuck out of it. They break you down, and then they're like, yes, now we want you. And you're like, hold on. There was just a report last week that you said my arms were super short. Yeah, I know. We only broke you down so that everybody else would think you were ugly, and then we selected you. Like, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how you end up with Lamar Jackson as a wide receiver.
That's pretty messed up, dude.
Now that I'm going to go with pick 22, the Buffalo Bills. I got it from the Chiefs last year when they traded up to get Patty Mahomes. Buffalo Bills here at 22. Let's think about this.
Can we stink about this for a second?
Let me think about this one for just 1 second, okay? Thank you.
Dude, this is such an easy pick, it's not even funny.
Is it really?
It's super easy.
Is it really?
Maybe.
I don't.
I'm just saying that stuff.
Mike McGlinchey.
Yeah, I was looking at that name too.
Offensive tackle out of Notre Dame. A lot of people really like Mike McGlinchey, man. He went from overrated to underrated to back to being like kind of just underrated still a little bit. It's just like what the. Just the wild ride from Mike McGlinchey. The wild ride.
I don't know why you just had that voice. I thought it was kind of stupid, but anyways,
Did it turn you on a little bit, right?
So the Rams. Oh wait, no, they're dumb. They traded for Brandon Cooks. That was really.
You just said you liked that trade, like last episode.
I don't like that trade at all.
You did like that trade. You were like, man, I love Brandon Cooks. If I would gobble up his receptions, so good.
I hate.
You were like, I wish the Cowboys had traded our first-round pick for Brandon.
Not at all. That's a fucking horrible move. If the Patriots are still here, and is Jackson already gone? Yeah, no,
he's not.
Patriots are going to take Lamar Jackson.
Love it, man. That's the newest rumbling And I feel like it all stemmed from Bill Belichick like showing an interest in how good he is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just being like, yeah, that guy's real good. And everyone's like, oh my God, they're going to fucking take Lamar Jackson in the first.
Did he even say that he was really good? Because I don't think Belichick, well, I guess Belichick does give compliments. He just doesn't really talk about anything. He just like, yeah.
No,
really
he gives
good.
compliments unless you're 6'5", white, and a tight
If
end.
Bill Belichick didn't play or didn't coach football, he would have starred in Sling Blade.
You know that ball real good, boy. Mm-hmm. When y'all not done that to that boy. Mm. He didn't deserve it none. Mm-hmm.
Right? Come on.
Yeah, totally. Well, we got out there. We played real good. Our defense had a couple problems. Mm-hmm. Tom threw it pretty good today. Mm.
Movie too.
Oh God, I haven't watched that movie in a while. All right, you know what? It's the movie. It's like okay, movie break time. Movie break time. We're gonna talk a little bit about
the main actor is what's his face
Billy Bob Thornton. And I was sitting here and I was like, man, I love me some Billy Bob Thornton in that movie. But then I went, what else do I know Billy Bob Thornton from? And I could only think of like two other movies. Bad Santa, which I love. Probably my favorite Christmas movie, honestly.
Hey, you're missing out on the most obvious one.
Monster?
Yeah, well,
Monsters
dude,
Ball?
he fucked Halle Berry on camera. How
No, he did not. He did not penetrate Halle Berry.
Yes.
Zero chance. Zero chance.
Why are you hating, dude?
All right, what? Okay, well, what's the most obvious? Was that the most obvious?
Wasn't he in Friday Night Lights?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tombstone?
Oh my God! Yes, nice. I like always forget about it, and then I watch that scene or watch Tombstone, which I generally watch Tombstone about 4 times a year, just to make sure I remember how amazing that movie is. It's so good. Throw down, boy. Oh God. No, sir. You keep talking to me like that. Just smacks him in the face with the fucking rope.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so good. Why, Ed Bailey? Where are you going with that shotgun?
You're
so good.
Dean, aren't you?
I love that movie so much. All right.
Anyway.
Movie break's done. 24, Carolina Panthers. Cortland Sutton.
Ooh, I like. That was like,
You
dude,
like
that was good.
Yeah, you get okay. What is it? They're always talking about like Cam Newton needs receivers that have a wide catch range because the thing about Cam Newton is this, guys, is that if there was a quarterback competition between me and Cam Newton, I would probably be more accurate than he would. I'm not even.
That's really mean.
No bullshit. Dude cannot hit the broad side of a wide receiver. He couldn't hit Gronk in stride if he wanted to.
Okay. That's kind of rude. I mean, there's like going far and then there's like, hey, that's kind of too far,
No, I don't think that was too far. He couldn't hit the broad side of a woman if he wanted to.
Hold on.
Wait.
That's awkward.
Got him. All right. Hit me with it. Tennessee Titans 25.
So part of me wants to say Rashaan Evans. The other part of me wants to say Leighton Vander Esch.
Vander Esch?
I'm going to say Vander Esch.
Yep. That's a good pick. I like it. I like it a lot.
6'4".
Leighton Vander Esch is a good player. I love his versatility, man. I really do. And it's hard to find someone that is, 6'4", 250 pounds and can run like he does. He is so fast for that big. And he's perfect for what the Titans try to do with that tree foe defense.
Hybrid defensive schemes. Dean Pease. Dude, what are you going to do?
What?
I'm pretty sure, aren't you guys up next?
Yeah. Oh, Falcons at 26. Yeah, for sure. It's pretty interesting. I don't know. I feel like the board fell pretty well for us. There's two things I'm looking at here. Deron Payne, Taven Bryan.
How the hell does Deron Payne fall this far? Are we really that? We're just that shit.
No, I mean, no. I think a lot of people have that. You know, a lot of people just don't like his value there.
No.
I guess. You know what? I'm going to surprise everybody.
Sure.
You ready? You ready? Big fucking surprise. No one's going to see this coming. 0 people. Isaiah Oliver, Colorado cornerback.
Are you really saying that?
Yeah.
Is this off of research or is this just you like Isaiah Oliver?
I like Isaiah Oliver a lot. I think he's probably one of the best. Do I like him there?
A lot of people have Taven.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like they could be just as well, which of course I say this with everyone that needs a defensive tackle. I'm like, look, just go someone else and then get Harrison Phillips in the second, because it's exactly like what they would need to do is get Harrison Phillips in the second round, because he fits so well with exactly what they're trying to do. He can gobble up that middle, man. He can gobble up blocks. And then that allows Vic and Tack to do exactly what they're supposed to do, you know? I don't know.
You know, we've mentioned this before. You've been pretty good about predicting where the Falcons go, and they've been in.
I feel like Isaiah Oliver's a stretch, maybe, but man, I like the idea of them shoring up that secondary, because I feel like Dan Quinn thinks it's pretty important.
You kind of cut out there, but I mean? Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Not Isaiah Oliver. No conviction. Let's say.
I was just throwing it out there. Didn't know if, maybe you wanted to go.
So you thinking Deron or Taven?
I think if one of those two fell, they would take them. I mean, I know Taven's gonna fall, but Deron Payne, if he fell, I think they would take him and just wreak havoc up the middle.
Yeah, you're right.
Either that or offensive line, but Will Hernandez is gone, and yeah,
as is Isaiah Wynn.
I mean, I'm trying to look at Rashaan Evans is still there. You don't need a linebacker.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about this today, actually. I was thinking about because James Daniels can switch over and play guard right now, and Alex Mack is kind of getting up there in years. I think it'd be an interesting idea for them to go like a guard right now that can switch to center later, like Billy Price or James Daniels. You know what I mean? Shore up a position of need while at the same time kind of planning for the future a little bit.
What if they went right in?
Just an idea. I could also see them going Yair Alexander.
Yair?
Just to get us Yair. Just to get us another just to get a nickel corner.
By the way, you sound like shit.
I don't know.
What about Braden Smith?
Do I really?
Auburn? Offensive guard? No?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's entirely possible. I mean, I don't know. I think for the most part, though, I feel like from everything I'm hearing, the Falcons are happy with their signing of I can never remember that guard.
Okay, well, he's a meaningless person.
Offseason.
Okay.
Probably.
So, who did you go with?
All right. We're just gonna stick with Deron Payne.
Bringing the pain, huh?
Payne.
Saints.
Payne.
What do the Saints need besides everything and a quarterback? No, they really don't need everything. I'm thinking offensive line? Tight end? I'm going to go tight end. Is that fucked up?
No, I think it's a great pick. I mean, Drew Brees was kind of at his best when he had Jimmy Graham.
Who's the best ranked tight end? Is it Dallas? Go Dirt?
I mean, it just depends on what you need. If you're going to go with pure athleticism, Mike Gesicki. But if you're going to go for like a can block and can also catch, Dallas Goedert or Hayden Hurst.
Let's go with Gesicki.
The issue with Hayden Hurst is that
Mike
old.
Gesicki.
I like it. I like it a lot. 6'5", 247 pounds. He's fast, and he can get up in that red zone, which is exactly what they're going to need him to do. Because I don't love the Saints receiving core as it is right now. Well, that would have been kind of interesting. You don't think so? You think if Calvin Ridley is on the board at 27?
There's no freaking way Calvin Ridley is going to be on the board at 27.
There's really not.
Holy cow, is he still on the board?
Yes.
Okay,
Calvin
then we
Ridley's still on
suck
the
as
board.
being... There's no way. No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Then why did... No. Oh, well, then I'm an idiot. Why did I say DJ Moore? I thought Ridley was gone.
Because you think that they're actually going to go
I thought that they would go Ridley. I'm gonna switch Dallas.
Oh.
If Ridley is still... I thought... Oh, you talked about Ridley, but you went Hernandez or Wynn or some bullshit. Fuck. All right, whatever.
Don't
Ridley's gone. Just... I'm writing that in. Ridley's gone.
Okay.
So no, I'm not going to let you do that. All right.
All right. Pittsburgh Steelers at 28. God, we're really getting down to the wire here. Let's go ahead and talk about Rashaan Evans. Yeah, Rashaan Evans, inside linebacker. They need a playmaker right there. They really do. Ever since God rest his soul.
You've already forgot about it.
I'm just kidding.
But never forgotten.
He's his ears now an afterthought, as are his legs. Sorry.
That's we're recording right now. We can't say this shit when we're recording. God,
we sure
say
can.
Off air. When the camera is not pointed at me. All right. Jaguars. Jaguars
Please.
take Calvin Ridley. What? Hold on.
What is Calvin Ridley still on the board?
It's like Jerry looks back and goes, damn it, I thought you guys told me Calvin Ridley was not available. No. I said he was available, but you had titties in your face.
Jerry walks up to Roger Goodell. Roger, I will give you $1 billion to switch my pick from DJ Moore to Calvin Ridley.
Fine. $1 million. All right, I'm going to go DJ Moore. Jaguars.
Because I hate your face.
Jaguars take wide receiver DJ Moore.
There you go.
They would also,
that's a good pick.
Little known fact, Jaguars would also take Calvin Ridley if he's fell to 20.
I think we've established that at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, you got the Vikings. Go with your boy.
Yeah.
The guy you like. Do it. Isaiah Oliver.
Who's the guy I like? I think that would be a good pick there. I really do, but I think if Colton Miller's still on the board when they pick, they're going to go Colton Miller. Yeah. I feel like they're just going to continue to try to shore up. Considering they just spent, a gazillion dollars on Kirk Cousins, guaranteed, they're going to do everything they can to protect
Colton
him.
Miller is 6'9".
Yeah, he's so tall. And Kirk Cousins is going to be
Who
like,
hired
what
this
the
guy?
freak? Because Kirk doesn't curse. What
Darn
the
it,
freak,
guys.
you
Come on
guys? I can't throw over this huge guy. Darn!
Get a little lower.
Gosh
okay?
darn it.
Go into the trainer's office and work on those hips. Okay.
You know what? Can we get a plastic surgeon in here and take out like 3 inches from his fucking femur?
All right. Patriots are on the board. I'm going to go Taven Bryan.
Make me proud. Ooh,
well,
that would
here's
be
the
great
thing.
for them,
He
I feel
is
like.
invited to the draft, and he is from Florida. He's a junior, so he's relatively young. And I think he fits exactly into what the Patriots would want at 31. He's white. Okay, so that's number one. He plays in the SEC. That's number two. And he plays on defense because everybody knows the Patriots just all they do is just pick up free agent white guys. So.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like the extent of everything that they do. And then 32, I have the Eagles. I'm going to go ahead and give them Calvin Ridley.
Really?
Jair Alexander, cornerback out of Louisville. Yeah, I think that they continue to shore up that secondary, man. They gave up 500 yards to Tom Brady last year.
Everybody gives up 500 yards to him. I'm going to really hate some guy.
Dude, I had to like hold myself back from not saying
what were you
something
going to
really
say, bitch?
fucked up right there. I can't. It's so rude. I'll tell you off air. All right. Well, everybody, that was our back and forth. Thank you for hanging in there with us. It was a little rough, but we got.
Be on the
through it.
lookout,
That's
though.
Really, what matters.
This week we're gonna launch release our mock draft 2.0, and then next week, Seb, tell them what we're gonna be doing.
We're going to the draft.
Well, that was an interesting way to say it, but yeah, we're gonna go to the draft. So.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Division Brewing. Definitely come by and say, hey, you guys. It's going to be a blast. Yeah, and we're going to try to do a live podcast from
Dude,
Dallas
so
as
awesome.
well, and I cannot wait. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely sick. But make sure you guys check us out on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review. Subscribe to us. You can find us on all the major podcast carriers at this point. Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, all of them. That's what we think. We want to know what you think. Check us out on social media. We are The Backups, and that's with the Z, dumbasses.
Oh, I was just about to say
Subscribe. I got you.
You've been listening to the Backups Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, find us on iTunes, and visit the website at www.thebackups.com with a Z for more.